Opposition to torture is a fundamental American value. Accordingly, I was honored to participate in this week's events marking the 30th anniversary of this bedrock convention. We are proud of our country's history and record and have made great progress since our last appearance before this committee. At the same time, we recognize that no nation is perfect, ours included, but we have learned from the past and have strengthened our implementation of the convention.
The United States was founded on the principle of respect for the dignity of the individual, and no crime offends human dignity more than torture. Prohibition of torture and cruel treatment is part of our Constitution. It binds our federal government and all 50 of our states. We believe that torture and cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment and punishment are forbidden in all places, at all times, with no exceptions.
The United States is proud of its record as a leader in respecting, promoting, and defending human rights and the rule of law, both at home and around the world. But in the wake of the 9/11 attacks, we regrettably did not always live up to our own values, including those reflected in the convention. As President Obama has acknowledged, we crossed the line, and we take responsibility for that. The United States has taken important steps to ensure adherence to its legal obligations. We have engaged in ongoing efforts to determine why lapses occurred, and we have taken concrete measures to prevent them from happening again. Specifically, we have established laws and procedures to strengthen the safeguards against torture and cruel treatment. For example, immediately upon taking office in 2009, President Obama issued Executive Order 13491 on ensuring lawful interrogations. This executive order was clear, consistent with the Convention Against Torture and Common Article 3 of the 1949 Geneva Conventions, as well as U.S. law. Any individual detained in armed conflict by the United States or within a facility owned, operated, or controlled by the United States, in all circumstances, must be treated humanely and must not be tortured or subjected to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. In an effort to ensure that we are doing the utmost to prevent torture and cruel treatment, the United States has carefully reviewed the extent to which certain obligations under the Convention apply beyond the sovereign territory of the United States and is prepared to clarify its views on these issues for the committee. In brief, we understand that where the text of the Convention provides that obligations apply to a state party in, quote, any territory under its jurisdiction, close quote, such obligations, including the obligations in Articles 2 and 16 to prevent torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment, extend to certain areas beyond the sovereign territory of the state party, and more specifically, to, quote, all places that the state party controls as a governmental authority, close quote. There should be no doubt. The United States affirms that torture and cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment and punishment are prohibited at all times, in all places, and we remain resolute in our adherence to these prohibitions.
My colleagues from the State Department have discussed ways in which the United States has not always lived up to its values. The Department of Justice has been part of the broad, long-lasting, and comprehensive effort to examine those failures and ensure they do not happen again. The nation reaffirmed by statute that all detainees must be humanely treated. President Obama issued an executive order forbidding the use of torture, and the department has withdrawn prior legal opinions that permitted mistreatment. The department's career prosecutors, acting under both the current Attorney General and his predecessors, also undertook several reviews and criminal investigations into specific allegations of detainee abuse.